Second Timothy 4:1. I charge thee therefore before the Most High and the Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father, who people ignorantly call God. Yahushua is his son, who people ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem, Rakakodash. That's in the name of the Holy Spirit. And that's where we get our revelation, our knowledge, our wisdom, and understanding through these scriptures. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, out there that's constantly fighting the good fight of faith. Lord will to the end. And double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And Lord, will this lesson be edifying to the elect. Going in today on basically just preach the word. We're just supposed to, just push out these lessons, go out on the highways and hedges, just keeping it simple. Jake love to make things complicated and start doing too damn much. And we just want to, push out this truth and work out our own salvation and just patiently wait on the return of Yahweh Shai, But as we wait and being patient, patient meaning suffering, that's what we're going to go through. We're going to go through times of suffering, and we're going to go through times of aggravation. We're going to have to deal with 2/3. We're going to have to deal with these other nations. All of this is part of, the walk that we're a part of. So I'm going to just, bring out a few scriptures to Lord will, edify those of us that's the hopeful elect. And just to, just to encourage, just to keep pushing regardless of situations, circumstances that's going on around us. It's because as the closer and closer we get, to the return of Yahweh Shai, best believe that, everything is going to intensify. The hate's going to intensify. Distractions are going to intensify. Our minds playing tricks on us is going to intensify. The flesh is going to intensify. The pains, the aches, everything is going to intensify until, we reach the end. That's why it says he that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. So we have to go through some enduring. So again, I'm just going to bring out a few scriptures and hopefully it's edifying. Verse 2, it says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. And that's what we're here to do. Regardless of situations, regardless of the weather, regardless of our own circumstances in our life, this is business. And that's how we have to look at it as, this is strictly business. It's not personal. We're not, doing things to get at whether it's one another or anybody. We all just trying to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We all hoping to have the faith, to endure until the end. So it says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, regardless of how we feel. The apostle, he was going in on that today, Apostle Tahor, on the elder out there, Elder Malcolm out there in Chicago, where, you could see that he was sick. And then, it was brought out because all of us, we've been through different, if you've been in it for a second, you've had ailments and, you've been sick and, you may not have felt good. You might have things going on at your home. I know brothers, they just had a seed and they're out there at camp, and that's that's something that you would be like, man, but hey, we gotta really see it as this is the number one priority. We hoping that our seeds make it, and how they gonna make it, Lord will, through us, that they catch that ride, through us. I mean, if they not of age yet, once they come of age, 12 and up, hey, they got to do the same thing. They got to, especially if they know, they got to do what's necessary to work out their own salvation. So it says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So all that's coming about, we're going to get reproved. We're going to get rebuked. We also going to get exhorted. So it's like a tearing down, but it's also a lifting up. And that's what this truth does. It tears us down because who we were prior to coming into this truth was trash. Overall, the way we thought, the way we act, the way we ate, the way we dressed, the way we saw things, our whole being. That's why we had to become new creatures. We had to become like children again, like babes, newborn babes. So it says rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. And why all that's going on with being long suffering, because we want that same mercy from Yahweh Shai. So we got to show that long suffering when we in this, because sometimes we might forget, like, oh, when I first came in, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, even though now it may seem so simple, it may seem so plain, but in the beginning, those things were new to us. So we have to be long suffering in this truth. It says, verse 3, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. So you're gonna have those that's gonna get the major views, from those that love to hear, smooth things. When they hear the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Shai, they're gonna, they get offended. If you ain't of the elect, you're gonna get offended by this truth, because it's just that, it's the truth. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. So it's going to come where, more and more, again, we're getting closer. You're going to have more and more people that's going to be scoffers. They're not going to want to hear this. They're becoming more and more callous. People are becoming more and more cold. So best believe they're not going to want to hear the truth. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And that's why they're going to be drawn to those teachers that's, speaks to them smooth things. They're going to, because it's going to appease to the lust of their flesh. Verse 4 says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fables. They ain't going to want to hear the truth. They're going to want to hear, again, smooth things. They're going to want to hear fake, They're going to want to hear, things that's not real, that's not true according to the scriptures. It says verse 5, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. And this is how we're making full proof of our ministry. We constantly pushing it in season, out of season, regardless of how we feel, regardless of what's going on with us personally. That has no matter in the case at hand. We just got to be about our Father's business, because when it comes for Him to save us, we don't want no excuses. We don't. Oh well, it's full up in here, or well, you didn't do your work. The last few, whatever. We don't want to hear nothing but well done, thy good and faithful servant. So we're doing. The point is to put our best foot forward and really work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. So it says, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist. So we're going to go through afflictions. It says, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry, for I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. So, when Yahweh Shai come, it's game on. It says, for I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. Because we're not worried about our life, And this, once we come, more and more you're in it, the more and more you die to self, you start understanding that, hey, this ain't my rest. This is not what I have here is, I'm just asking Yahweh Shem Shah for, like the Lord's Prayer. Give us today our daily bread. That's all we really concerned about. We're not worried about too much of the things to hear. Now, if they come, hey, Barakah Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shem Shah for that, So a lot of times, we just getting what we need for that day. Verse 7, it says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And that's what we want to do. Lord will, you know, we want to fight the good. That's one of the things I say, you know, that we continue to fight the good fight of faith. Because that's what it is. It's a fight of that faith, you know, and believing in what we can't see. Your mind could start trying to play tricks on you, like you just you imagining things. This ain't real, but you constantly that's Satan fucking with our head, because you have constantly, um, for lack of a better word, things that show that this is true. Whether it's a thought in your head and it come to pass, whether it's, you know, a miracle. Maybe you down on your luck and you came up on a certain amount of money from out of nowhere. You know, maybe it's the healing of your body. It's different things, you know, com- confirmation. That's the word I was looking for. It's confirmation of things that transpire in our life, you know, whether it be a word that somebody speaks, anything. It's all kind of stuff. And he uses sometimes the minute things in our life to let us know that he's real. You know, if we have eyes to see and ears to hear, we're gonna see it. But we gotta, you know, constantly stay in that type of mind state. Because, you know, hey, Satan is like a roaring lion walking about seeking whom he may devour. It says, verse 8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at the day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. And that's what we looking forward to, that crown. That literal crown is going to be set on the elect's head, man. And we doing the right thing. You know, we're being about our Father's business. We really taking this thing seriously. We're being sincere. You know, we're being real about it, genuine. You know, and hoping and praying that, you know, we part of that number. I'm gonna jump to this next one. This is Romans 10 and 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? So first of all, we had to be sent to do this. It's not something that we could make of ourselves. You know, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua has to be with us. You know, the Rakakodash, that Holy Spirit has to be really working with us for us to, you know, do this in season, out of season. So it says, and how should they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. And this is a good thing. This word is a refresher. It's something that it revitalizes us when we hear this truth. And those that's of the elect, because it's a hope. It gives us hope. Like, okay, it's more to this than just what we see here in this goddamn forsaken place. Babylon is so effed up, man. The things that we see, hear, smell, taste, all our senses is all effed up, you know, by being here. But as we read, we know that, hey, we're looking forward to a new heaven and a new earth. So I'm gonna jump to this next one. This is Matthew 22 and verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. So we know many are gonna come into this. So we can, again, man, we have to really just continue to hope and pray that Yahweh Shem Shah has not just called us, but has chosen us, Lord will, you know, because we know, as we see, you got all kind of things that's going on, and you see how many have been called into this, but hey, that don't mean that, you know, that we're safe. That don't mean that we're chosen until, you know, to the end. He that enduring to the end, the same shall be saved. We have to go all the way through this. It's not like any other task at hand, anything that's, you know, transpired in our life. This is the ultimate test, man. You know, this is the ultimate test, the test of salvation. Because what's to come is far beyond what has ever happened here in the world. So I'm gonna jump to 1 Timothy 4, and I'm going to close it on this one. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 15. It says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Hold on. All right. Again, 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 15 says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. And we have to be willing to give it all. You know, he's not, this ain't no part-time gig. You know, this is a full-time, overtime at times, you know, just giving it our all. That's why it's constantly on our mind. You know, we're just constantly thinking about this truth. It's so special to us. You know, it's the most important aspect in our life. You know, this is the number one thing that we base everything off of in our life, and we have to treat it as such. I'm gonna read this in the NLT. It says, "Give your complete attention to these matters. Throw yourself into your task so that everyone will see your progress." You know, there should be some progression in this truth. You know, we're not the same as when we first came in. It should be some type of difference within our walk, within our, you know, us as a whole. We should be growing. Verse 16, it says, "Take heed unto thyself," in the KJV. It says, "Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee." So, you know, it's beneficial for us as well as those that we pushing out this truth too. That's why freely receive, freely give. That's why we constantly, you know, pushing out this truth. The Lord will, you know, be a part of that number, as well as, you know, to edify those others that are the hopeful elect. I'm reading NLT and I'm going to close it. It says, "Keep a close watch on how you live and on your teaching." You know, that's why we got to teach the 100% truth. You know, we got to push it out, but it's got to be accurate. It says, "Stay true to what is right for the sake of your own salvation." You know, we're not bending the rules. We're not bending the truth to make it fit for our own personal feel good or for our own personal life. If it says this, it says that, and that's how it is. It says, "Stay true to what is right for the sake of your own salvation and the salvation of those who hear you." You know, because the blood is on our hand if we bring out this truth, and it's, you know, it's not the 100% true. If we saying the MOTB, you know, that is something other than what it is, you know, which is, you know, we know that to be the RFID chip. We know this, you know, according to scriptures, that, you know, it's not sin, it's no other thing. What it is what it is. You know, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand and on their forehead, not be able to buy or sell. You know, that's speaking of something literal that's going to go inside of men, women, and children. Nobody's going to be able to run from that. So this is why we preach this truth in season, out of season, because we know how important and, you know, how much blood can be on our hand if we don't tell this truth. I don't know how Jake is just, you know, not, they don't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai to tell that. That's a major prophecy. And you beating around the bush on that one, you know? So Lord will, this is edifying to the elect out there. And with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, divine us to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, peace, and blessings to you, Akim, out there fighting this good fight of faith. Lord will to the end. Till next time, Lord will. Shalom.